Greetings everyone, Burlyman Gaming here from the Arena Gaming News Podcast, here with my extra take for Dragon's Dogma 2, which you may not believe me at first if you look at just this title screen because it says Dragon's Dogma, but let me hit the PlayStation button and show you, hey, it is Dragon's Dogma 2. Why they just have Dragon's Dogma on the title screen? It's Capcom, so who knows? But it has been almost 12 years since Dragon's Dogma 1. And that was a PS3 and Xbox 360 game. Graphically, this one looks just really, really good. Just the level of detail on this. I am playing this on the PS5. So knows. And I do have the frame rate setting on here to variable, because sometimes you will get above 30, sometimes you won't. Just letting you know, hey, you go in the water here, you can lose you or your pawns. I don't want to do that, so let's not do that. No, we got a little battle going on here. Human trying to kill us. Let's take care of them. Just make sure all the enemies around me are gone. Heal up my party members. I'm playing as a mage. Ooh. Combat is a lot more faster compared to the first game. I'm playing as a mage and I'm firing quite quickly here. Like I played as a mage in the first Dragon's Dogma. And you really notice the difference in the speed if you go from 1 to 2, which is really, really nice. Just going in a little camp spot here, so it should be safe. Now, I'm just pulling up the menu here. So as you can see, here's my level. But one of the cool things with Dragon's Dogma is you have the vocation system. So basically, it's a job system. I'm a mage, rank 4 in mage, and as you can see, you have your DCP, which you can use to level up, but you also you collect, so you can go to the guild locations and swap your vocation. So if you start playing as a mage, but you're like, I want to try fighter build for a bit, or sorcerer, you just go pay a little bit of DCP and you switch. So you constantly, it's not, oh, I picked this job, I'm stuck with it. No, you can change around and play around to find the play style that works best for you, which is something I really do like, that I'm not having to go, I gotta make a new character. Because unfortunately, one of the negatives with Dragon's Dogma 2 is you can't just make it. You can make a new character, but you have to delete the old character. Now, Capcom says they are working on putting an update to give you multiple save locate, so you can have multiple characters. But in all honesty, the game should have launched with this. This is 2024. This isn't, you know, 2009 and all that. Back where early hard drives for game storage. So, but hopefully we get that soon. And just because I know I'm going to get asked, the microtransactions, all the microtransactions are items you can get in the game. Please do not buy the microtransactions, because the microtransactions are not, hey, you bought them, you get them unlimited times. It's X amount of the crystals and for the warps items and stuff. And once you use them, they're gone. And especially over here in Canada, before taxes, all the microtransactions, if you wanted to buy them, were over $58. Which is just criminal to me that it's that much. Let's not support this kind of action. Do not buy this stuff, because if you don't buy it and no one buys it, they'll stop doing it. And it'll hopefully teach a lesson to other developers and others, well, not the developers, other studios in their heads, that hey, we shouldn't be doing this. Now, as you're traveling around in Dragon's Dogma 2, you'll just, when you're traveling on roads, no two travels are really going to be the same all the time, because of their whole system of, you'll have special encounters that'll happen, all the different quests and stuff are going, and you'll be running into people all the time here, which are different pawns from different players. So we have this from an arisen named Casey, another player named Casey. We could hire this pawn. I'm not going to because I already have ones, and you can see they're different. Their vocation. One of the things they added with the whole pawn system in this is pawns now, they will have these quests that when some of them that you pick up, so you get little items and they have these little badges. So if you defeat a certain amount of enemies, you get little badges for doing it. So stuff to look out for and all that. I recommend getting different pawns of different vocations, so that way your party's more balanced. As I'm a mage, my main pawn is a fighter, so that way they're up close and fighting. And then I have some range and an archer and a scout, so that way I have people that are ranged with me and people that fight up close. So we got a variation of... Whoa. Your pawns will die from time to time, so you can easily just revive them by you get the prompt, or you can spend if you have a an item, a wake stone, it can revive them that way. This is one thing, is you can get into areas by just running and unfortunately fight enemies that are way stronger than you. So that is something to be careful of, and you want to save constantly. But if you survive these kind of fights, you can get rewarded quite handsomely. Thankfully, from Dragon's Dogma 1 to 2, you get a lot more experience and level up much faster. I found in Dragon's Dogma 1, the leveling quite slow. In 2, they've vastly improved that. I'm just healing up my scout here. One thing they do keep from this in the original is when as you see, my health bar is not going up, is when you take a certain amount of damage, you lose that health in your health bar, and you have to go rest at an inn to get it back. So that is one thing you're constantly want to keep some money on you, because you got to go to inns, and inns can be pricey. Let's just go back over here, because there's the one little town. There's a lot to do and explore. I've stopped doing the main story right now because I'm just doing some side quests, more side content, because I want the money. I'm low on money because I'm constantly... The nice thing is, if you get a piece of gear that you like, you can upgrade it. I've upgraded my staff twice, so that way I do much better damage with all my different spells. I need to get some more armor and up my armor more. But it's nice that if you get a piece of gear you like that has some abilities and stuff like that, you don't have to necessarily throw it away. You can upgrade it up to 3 times. The first one usually just costs a bit of gold. The second one will start some item requirements, and then the final one will require more items and more gold. But if you do like what you've seen here so far, please don't forget to hit that like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell. That way you get notified of when we either go live or when our next video drops. So that way you're in the loop. But towns you're going to always want to constantly go into and frequent, so that way you get different quests and picking up quests. You have your little inns and beds you can rest at. So yeah, that 1,000 for the rest. So you're going to want to constantly be saving up your money. Here you go. You got different skills you can learn. So as you do battles, you get the DCP points you can use for you to get different skills. You can also give them to your pawns, so that way you make that your main pawn, the first one you create, so you can make them better. So you're constantly want to do battles. I'm not going to rest because I don't feel like paying the 1,000 gold right now, especially when I only have like 7,500. Now, one thing with the quests in this game is they will give you the area where to go on the map. They're not always going to be that clear when you go there. Sometimes you may have to talk to a few NPCs. Sometimes you just need to search around. You may have to spend a little bit to find where you have to go. I have a few times, this was a thing with the first game, pulled up a guide on to figure out, because sometimes it is not straightforward, so do be fair warned on that. So here we got the Rift Stones for the first blade, Dragon's Dogma 1 here. This here, you'll see my pawns, but in a few seconds here, you'll just see all the pawns from all the different players, Capcom and all that. Because Capcom's generated a bunch of pawns and put them up here to help people. So you can see them, find them, and recruit them. So you get these Rift Stones in every main town. But I think this is enough about me rambling on with Dragon's Dogma 2. I'll give you my final verdict. I really enjoyed the game. I'm having a lot of fun so far. There are just a few things, like I say, having to look up. The combat difficulty at times and having to die, reload, and all stuff like that. That does make it does make it a little hard, but overall, I'm really enjoying it. If you like the first game, I can easily recommend 2 because there are improvements. But let me know in the comment section. Is this a game for you? Is this a game you're interested? Alrighty, everyone. This is Brother Man Gaming. Signing off. See y'all next time. Bye!